This is a book review, probably like the third book review I've done on this book, Battle of Angels. It's a play with a caution label, okay, regarding the copyright that says, aside from brief passages, I am not allowed to give you all of this book. You can't have it. I'm not sure the publisher agreed to have it this way, because I feel like you're not allowed to hear this information in here until 70 years after he's dead. Me or nobody else is allowed to tell you exactly what this book says until this guy's been dead for 70 years. Now, did he want it that way, or is that just what's happening? It seems like, people might forget about him. There's probably so much lost literature, because of that, maybe. But then it's like, well, what the fuck is going on? If I get permission from this publishing company, now, I looked up the one, and I couldn't even find it, but maybe it's got sold out, and it's, maybe I can get permission to give you this information. But here's me holding a valuable book. Did I mention it was like a discard book? I'm saying I didn't even pay for it. It was discarded from Wyoming Seminary, which is like a local prep school in town, founded by Honorable Z. Bennett. Bennett is a street not far from Wyoming Seminary. Okay, yeah, even look at it. It says Kingston, Pennsylvania. Anyway, I got the information. You can't have it. This is retarded. This was a really good play that I enjoyed. I cannot tell you exactly what I said. I'm not allowed. If I do, the copyright police is going to come and try to sue me for sharing this man's work. Remember back in the day with Napster, because we were all sharing music, and now it's free out there anyway. So maybe something like that's going on with the books, because it says there's a copyright union. I'm just saying, maybe I could probably get permission, maybe they'll give me permission. Do I have to pay them? Probably, and I'm not going to pay them to read you this book, because fuck you. It is a very good book. I am going to talk about it again. Okay, there's 3 books in here. It's 3 plays. Glass Menagerie, which is already a TV film adaptation. Streetcar Named Desire, which is already a TV film adaptation. And this one is called Battle of Angels. Okay, this is what I really liked about it. I love reading plays anyway, but the scene is a store. And then it flashes back to a year earlier. A year earlier it was a store, I should say. It was a store. Okay, now it's still that exact same store a year later now, but it's not operating as a store, it's operating as a museum, because something very tragic happened there, and it sets it up. It's very exciting, because just you're like, what happened, So it starts off with 2 women bring in, they call them the Temple Sisters, trafficking tourists through this store, which is now a museum. And they call, they knock on the door, they yell uncle to this creepy conjure man that's inside, and he's like a weirdo with chicken bones around his neck and bells on his shirt that's tinkling, and I loved this play, and here I am, loving literature, loving plays. There's a little theater up the road. I I cannot just hire people to go perform this information until we get permission from somebody. Okay, so it's kind of weird, right? I mean, not really, I guess, but I'm not sure anybody is gonna pay. I mean, maybe if the play pulls in money, you know, maybe we can give the man a cut to his play, and if he's dead, I guess give his publisher a cut for 70 years. His publisher might be getting a cut for 70 years. You know, if he wrote it at 50 and he died at 70, he only got a cut for 20 years. Like, it just seems like a really sad thing if we can't get permission or get permission reasonably to share this work with you. You know, I'm not going to pay money to read it to you. Because, like you said, it's good, but you can just buy it yourself. So I'm going to try to make you buy it by telling you about it. So, so it's now, the women are walking through the museum, the Conjure Man's there. It flashes back to a year earlier when it was a working store, and then there's these new characters, new scene, and that included... Alright, so the characters are right here. There's a lot of women, and a sexy, I guess, drifter man, who's got a warrant in Texas. This place taking place in Mississippi, down in the deep south, at a mercantile store. And the drifter's got a warrant in Texas for rape. He says she wanted it. Like, this was a really risque, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know what it was about, because, like, it's not like a book where it tells you. I didn't know what it's about, and I probably am glad I didn't know, because a woman died in here. 2 women. There's 2 dead women. Okay, let me tell you about the rest of these women. So the 2 women taking the tourists were called, I think, Eva and Blanche. Blanche and Eva Temple. Yes. Okay, so those were the 2 sisters. The Conjure Man, he really didn't have a name. You know, the guy with chicken bones. And then when it flashes back to the working store, we had Valentine Xavier. He was the drifter with the warrant. And then we have the Sheriff Talbot coming to look for him. We have a drunk lady, Cassandra Whiteside, in there. And then we have the people who kind of like own the store, which is Myra and her husband, Jabe Torrance was their last name. Jabe was sick upstairs most of the time. And Myra, I guess, you know, her friends were coming in. She was hiring these drifters, you know, helping the store because, you know, her husband's laid upstairs. And they did mention the word Coca-Cola in here. So, like, you could tell he was probably, like, writing it with the hope of getting maybe the sponsors in this play. I would like to see this play. It probably is on. Somebody probably got permission to do it. But, you know, for me, if I was a teacher, I don't think I can set up my kids to do this without permission. Like, you need, like, to pay. And I don't know. It seems like very litigious, if you ask me. Anyway, so this drifter comes in, and I think, like, all the girls that worked at the store, the drunk girl, like even the lady with the sick husband, and I think they all had a crush on him. I think he might have been romancing the one, but it really didn't go into that. There was a lot of chit chat, I guess, normal play stuff that I had to read through, but I didn't think it was important. Just felt fillery. The lady who owned the store covered for the drifter when the sheriff came to get him with the warrant. I think she wanted to run off with him. He didn't want her to go. He's like, the spoiler, I guess, is the old man that was sick and dying upstairs, framed the drifter in the murder of Laney, his wife. Like, he killed his wife and framed the clerk. It was so disturbing. And this is how it happened. Like, she called for help. And because she called for help, the old man upstairs, her husband, heard her call for help because they were having an argument downstairs. And then the old man said, I'm just going to shoot her because they're going to blame him. See that? I don't know why they didn't want you to know that. Maybe they did. I don't know why he would write books and not have people enjoy them. I mean, obviously we want something fair for everybody, the readers and the writers. But I just feel like if I can't get permission to read this to you, you're gonna have to read it yourself, or you're gonna have to find somebody with permission to read it to you. That seems to be where we're at. So